Now that is some aiding cheese right there. Hunter x Hunter footage. Here we go. God damn, you know what it's Tatsunoko versus Capcom, dude. Literally TVC shit. Yeah, anyone else get that from me? TVC energy, dude. Totally Tatsunoko versus Capcom energy. Just immediately. Not Marvel 3, TVC. The only problem is that it looks like an up-res 3DS game. It's rough. Yeah, it's really rough. It looks like it would be like a $20 game. For someone that doesn't know what like Hunter x Hunter really is, it looks like it has some gameplay enjoyability to it because of the Tatsunoko versus Capcom aspect, but this goes to show you the very large disparity between Capcom as a designer developer and also like Arc System Works, you know, when it comes to these team games. And it also seems to be very early. It needs a lot of polish. I don't know if it's going to get it though. There was already very early information about the game that was saying that it does not have a big budget. Like it really does not. Oh, this is almost interesting. Huh. Is it a 3v3 game or is it only 2v2? Because that's a small ass roster. You know what? I think this is actually kind of neat because it does pave the way for smaller budget games to exist, right? We've had this kind of like argument for a little while now where it's like, yeah, dude, like there should be room for single A/double A fighting games. It's just that that doesn't really exist much anymore. This is like a single A fighting game, right? Really low budget. The license was probably the most expensive thing. Damn, the stages are hella basic too. Maybe it's just super early? It's fun to play, that's what matters. Yeah, that whole MVCI thing worked out great. I definitely think it will look better. I definitely think it's gonna end up looking better over time. But do I think it's gonna be substantially better? I don't know. Based on what they were talking about, I don't know. This kind of lines up with what they were saying. It's gonna be smoothed out for sure. It's interesting. See if we can actually pick up on some mechanical stuff. So there is assists. Traditional assists. The only rough part about the game right now is if that roster is representative of what, you know, a launch roster would be, then then there's even a bigger problem than potentially Dragon Ball FighterZ was at the start. 3v3 with only 20 characters is really limiting in terms of how you can actually build some team synergy. You need like 25 to 30 characters for 3v3 at the start. It definitely goddamn has aiding feel. It definitely has like an aiding feel. Is this like an X Factor? Is it just an X Factor? Damn, dude. It's funny. This is now the third Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game. Technically the fourth, because MVC 3 was a proper sequel to MVC 2. Dragon Ball FighterZ was obviously modeled after Marvel 3, and then you also had Ultimate Marvel 3, and you also have this. So this is technically the third Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game. Granted, this was also made by the same people that technically, you know, worked on Marvel 3. Power Rangers? Not really. Power Rangers doesn't really play like Marvel 3. If you play Power Rangers, you will know. It plays pretty unique and weird. Maybe to a certain degree, you know? Now that is some aiding. That is some aiding cheese right there. This is kind of looking like what they were describing. I think it honestly looks currently a bit worse than what I was thinking in my head, just because this could be so early. Is the character art supposed to be like this? Looks very placeholder-ish, yeah. Oh my god, dude, you guys cannot do the exact same camera pans as well. It does the same fucking cinematic as Marvel 3 does, where it like zooms in and goes on the three characters and then pans over and here's your other three characters and then pulls back out. It does the same shit. Unapologetic. Zoom in on the one, pan over, zoom in on the other. And then it's going to go back to the middle and pull out? No, it doesn't. It cuts. Never mind. True innovation. True innovation. Dragon Ball does something different. They go full cinematic with the three teams, right? That is true. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. It's like it could be a crazy, wacky-ass game. Is Hunter x Hunter a super popular show? / manga? Is it super popular? Yeah. I feel like that stuff has existed around, but in like other things like maybe Jump Force and stuff like that. Did Jump Force not have a Hunter x Hunter character in it? It did. Yeah. I get mad like Yu Yu Hakusho vibes out of this. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like the way the characters look, their ages and stuff like that. Same author? Oh, what the hell? I'm making shit up, chat. Same artist, same author. I'm literally talking out of my ass here. Guess that makes sense. I'm not trolling. I'm not. I've never even seen an episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Never even seen it. But just like the way the characters are seems kind of similar, you know? Oh, that was a cross-up. There's an assist back there. And assists recover pretty quick. Do we have any idea of the button layout? Is it literally LMHS A1, A2? It is, with one other button. Is there like an overgear button? Yeah, we should go back and check out the character select screen. I had one at the start. It totally fucking is. Wow, it is literally the Marvel 3 layout as well. Bro. Bro. They call it N. Whatever the heck N is now. Maybe that's not S? I mean... Is this gonna light the world on fire? I don't know about that. It looks like it's gonna be goofy fun, like Tatsunoko versus Capcom kind of was, right? The crazy part is that it looks like a fucking Wii game, right? I would personally argue that upscaled Dolphin Tatsunoko versus Capcom looks better. Like artistically and visually, a game from like, oh wait, just upscaled looks better. But that also makes sense. That was a game with probably a significantly higher budget than what this has, you know? I think I'm just glad that Aiding is like back to making fighting games. I think that's cool. I do think that's cool. Dude, you just Ghost Rider? I'm happy this exists. I'm just happy. Did they already make DNF? So they made the gameplay on DNF, right? All the visual stuff was done by Arc System Works. I'm glad we got to see a little bit more. It's just, I think it just very much lines up with what we were expecting. The smaller roster, the sort of like muted backgrounds, like all that kind of stuff. You know, it potentially being very early. I won't inherently be as down on this game as I would be like something like a Jump Force. Why was I inherently immediately down on Jump Force? Well, for good reason. The people that were behind it had a near 20-year history of just putting out trash. And all the games that people would be excited for every single time, it's like, and I was one of them back in the PS2. It was like, man, yeah, this could be really exciting. I can't wait for it. And it just sucks. It's like, well, that sucks. And eventually Jump Force, I'm like, this is the same shit, dude. This is the same like Jump All-Stars games that have been out on PS2. It was the same people doing the same shit. They literally spend all their money on the property, on the licensing, and then all of a sudden it comes out and the gameplay sucks and it looks like ass. So it's like, you know, I don't know. This is a bit different than that because, again, the developer has a pedigree of putting out some great games. And they have, as much as you don't like DNF Duel, it is pretty like well put together and pretty damn fun with some kind of crazy characters, although it doesn't stick the landing in every single way. What I'm trying to say is I'm happy it exists, but I'm not super excited, right? Not inherently super excited, just based on that.